Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the Pulpit Wives podcast. I have a special guest today, and I'm excited because she's going to be one of my first to interview with the Pulpit Wife to talk about some of the things that she does. This is Lashun, the restoration coach, and she is also a mentor. She is my mentor for the Women of Movement. How are you doing?
I am doing well, thank you, and
Good.
thank you for the invitation. I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. As we grow in the Lord and grow in our business, we have to support each other. And when we learn something, we teach the other and we help each other along the way. And I
Yes.
appreciate your your time and your patience that you spent with me as I was getting started with the Women of Movement. Okay, so tell me exactly what D. LaShawn, the restoration coach, is all about. What does she do?
Okay, thank you for the question. Delashawn Restorations, I empower and I equip ambitious women to restore an abundant mindset and to build that confidence by using the Restore Her method to live a life with purpose on purpose. So it's taking back everything that the enemy has taken from us, whether it's something in our mindset, something physical, tangible, or whatever the case may be, and to have that abundant mind, that mindset, and knowing that God can and will restore.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, as for me, I work with preachers' wives, and sometimes they are in positions where they need restoration. They're no different than any other woman. It's that for the title that they have. So, what would you suggest for um, a preacher's wife who was just getting started in the ministry to maintain a level of, restorative mindset?
Right. I would tell her to remember who she is in God as an individual. And because oftentimes, for myself personally, I became wrapped up in all of my titles as a mother, as a wife, as a business owner, a sister, whoever. And for me, for years, I could not answer the question, well, who is D. LaShawn?
Right.
Who is D. LaShawn outside of the wife, outside of the mother? In all of my responsibilities, I had started to lose myself. And just having that moment for yourself is not selfish, it's selfless. Because when we are better versions for ourselves and we take care of ourselves, we can take care of our loved ones. So it's remember to take care of you as well.
Wow. That's great. That's great because most of the time we don't have anyone to go to or talk to because
Right.
everyone has automatically assumed that we all have it together, that everything is
Mhm.
fine, and we present ourselves in front of the congregation on our jobs and our business like everything is going fine. But we do struggle with some things. How did you become the restoration coach?
Through my own journey, actually. I was experiencing loss. It started with my grandmother. I lost my grandmother. D. LaShawn comes from Dorothy. It's Dorothy LaShawn. And I was named after my grandmother, and I lost her, and I was having a hard time, just really struggling in life. And then I began to have challenges in my marriage, in life, in everything. And I felt like my whole life was just falling apart. And I can remember being on the floor just crying and people praying for me and all the things. And I'm like, this is great, but I also need practical things too. So I had to come to the end of myself for God to start restoring. I asked God for
Wow.
that true honest restoration. God, restore me. Help me to start to honor my grandmother versus looking at it as a loss.
Right.
Restore my marriage, restore everything, my mind. to that abundant mindset where I had that lack mindset. So it was all life events that took me down the road of my own personal restoration journey. And now that I went through that journey, I feel like I have a responsibility and a mandate in a ministry to show other women how to get there, because the women I serve, they are accomplished. They
Yes.
are well accomplished. They have accomplished things in life, but now they're to the point where they're overwhelmed, they're burned out in all the things. So it's
Mhm.
getting back to that self and being that supportive person and getting down to the root of things, of why, like having to get to the root of rejection, not knowing
Wow.
that that spirit of rejection lie dormant there. Getting to the
Yeah.
root of the issue of why we operate and how we operate like that. So that brought me to, because I do believe God wants us back to that original design, getting back to the Garden in Eden where there was abundance, there was no lack. The enemy,
Yes.
no new tricks. He that one little thing brought
Mhm.
in lack. There's never lack. We serve a God that owns everything,
Wow.
abundance, and God knew us in our mother's womb. So how do we get back to that person in Jeremiah? How do we get back
Okay.
to her before life happened and for people said whatever they said for us or we said about ourselves? How
Mhm.
do we get back to seeing how God sees us?
That's amazing. That is powerful. That's a powerful statement. And you sharing about your grandmother, that is powerful because we have a story. We all have a story. And behind that story leads us to what really crashed our entire mindset, our entire being, and to become restored again. And you said something about rejection.
Yeah.
That is a big deal for a minister's wife because she's always looked at secondly. Her husband is out front
Yeah.
all the time, so she feels like she's rejected by the congregation, rejected by
Mhm.
other women. And so, what are some strategies that you can tell us about to get to a place where we can ask for help from Coach D. LaShawn? Mm-hmm.
One is to stay in community. Find a safe community. I know you have support groups and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
with like-minded women to take wise counsel. Be
Yes.
careful of who you take wise counsel from,
Wow.
because some people being in those type of positions, they have you somewhere where oftentimes they forget you are human and you
Yes.
do have emotions and you do have feelings. So you cannot know who to be vulnerable in front of,
Yes.
and start seeing, and I had to learn that, see vulnerability as a strength. I know how to be strong, I know how to
Mm-hmm.
fight, but I did
Mm-hmm.
not know how to be vulnerable.
Okay.
And that is powerful. You find strength in your vulnerability, but you need to know who you can be in and be vulnerable with. So it's finding wise counsel, that giving that coach, that mentor, that you can have wise counsel, and then get in
Good.
community of find other pastors' wives of like-minded community and support each other and bounce, different. I'm feeling this today, or how did you handle this member in this happened in the church, where and
Mm-hmm.
just creating that safe space where you can have all the things. And also, as we schedule and take care of our husband, our family ministry, and people in the church,
Mm-hmm.
remember to take care of yourself. The same way we have a calendar and we set appointments and we are dedicated to those appointments,
Yes.
be just as dedicated to yourself as well.
Wow.
Put you on your calendar and
That's
honor
great.
honor your appointment the same way you honor every other appointment and obligation you have.
That is great. Community and honor your own self, your time. Schedule you. That's
Yes.
good. That's really, really good. I like that. I like that. That's rich. To schedule you. Put you on the calendar. And community, yes, finding a support group, like-minded women, I agree 100%, because that's what we need. That isolation really pulls you down when you
Yes.
isolate, because you have no one but yourself. We always have the Lord to go to, whatever we do, but still we need that human connection.
Right.
Time. Mhm,
Absolutely. Because we need that hand and
mhm.
feet in the earth. We are to be his hands and feet. So she may need a hug that day.
Yes,
Just a touch that day, to have that human feel, or to receive that text, hey, I'm thinking about you. And you want to be connected where people can pick you up in the spirit and say, hey,
yes. Mhm,
you are on my mind. Is
mhm,
everything okay?
mhm.
And just think about that abundant mindset, and know that, and remember, yes, God, I have a lot to do. And instead of, we're not going to complain and murmur, and just
Mhm.
say, Lord, I thank you for trusting me to be able to do this. Help me to steward well. Show me how to steward all of my responsibilities, and how to do them in excellence and do it well. And if you miss the mark, it is it is okay. And I think
That's
it's
right.
okay for, as the
Mhm.
preacher's wife, to ask for support as well.
Yes,
You all
yes,
support everybody. Realize that you also too need support, and it is okay.
it's okay. It's
It is
okay.
okay.
It's okay to say, help. I
Yes,
need help. So
yes,
many of us are drowning in what we think we should be doing in the eyes of man, instead of what we should be doing in the eyes of God, and we lose ourselves in that. This is a great conversation. Okay, well, Coach D. LaShawn, tell us how we can get in touch with you and what you have going on. Tell us more about your coaching.
okay, thank you.
Mm,
Yes,
mhm.
you can connect with me on social media, on Instagram. I am D LaShawn Restorations. It's D LaShawn Restorations there. And I also have a website, Restore to Her. You can connect there. And I have a Be Bold mentorship program that I am super excited about, where we decree a thing, because I do believe in speaking and decreeing, because we
Yes,
are born from the creator and God spoke. So if you
yes,
want to see your life shift, start speaking. And in that, we have that Be Bold mentorship program. In that program, we have the daily decrees, a devotional, as well as bi-weekly training, because I like to have practical and spiritual tools as one. And I love the community, and just like-minded women, and just women of God that need support to one
yes.
another, and have that safe community, as well as the accountability when we're trying to accomplish some new things, and we just need that extra support to say, hey sis, I got you, we can do
Yes,
this.
yes, that is great. That is great. Yes, check out D. LaShawn Restoration. It's great. The newsletters. She is powerful. This is a powerful woman, and I know from knowing her for a little while, maybe over a year, and
Yeah.
watching each other go from one phase to the next phase,
Mhm.
and I see the power in your lioness experience. I would always say D.
Yeah.
LaShawn has this soft voice, but when she speaks, she roars. She roars.
Yeah.
It's powerful. It comes out in just wonderful ways. So, what do you have planned in the future? What you have going on outside of the restoration coaching?
Outside of that, of coaching,
Hmm.
definitely speaking. I will be taking on more speaking engagements this
Great.
year, just getting the word out, as
Hmm.
I call myself, as God's restoration ambassador.
Yes.
It is
Yes.
time to go out and say, hey, restoration is available to you. There is hope. Whether you're young, whether you are where I am in
Hmm.
life, every day is a new opportunity to start. So it's definitely getting out and speaking more in women conferences and things like that, and also mentoring our little our little girls as they become
Okay.
women. So I do have a heart for even teen moms, particularly because I was a teen mom. So I do
Great.
know that struggle, and I kind of know how we got there, and just to be that support for her as well. So just be on the lookout for a lot of different things and programs that's going to come about, and also
Yeah.
workshops of how to
Wow.
develop routine,
Okay.
so we can do all the things. So in 2024 we'll have more workshops about so having routine to support our goals, and how to set the goals and accomplish the goals, and set routine
Okay.
around our goals. So I'm
That's
excited.
great. I'm excited for you, everyone. You're listening. Coach D. LaShawn, the restoration coach. If you're looking for someone to come in and speak at your events, she's available. Check her out on Instagram, social media, and be aware that when she speaks, you will hear the roar of the lioness. I love the
Yeah.
newsletter. It's beautiful. And we do need to get the women at younger ages now. So when they get to where they're developing families, they're
Yes.
growing, and they'll have a mentorship program that will help guide
Yes.
them, because there's very few things outside of this teaching about teen pregnancy and those things. They need something more than that, because they already know what being pregnant is. But now, what do you do after that? What do you
Yes.
do? What
Yes.
do
And
you do after?
life do not have to end there. And
Right,
if I
right.
can take off 20 years of my trial and error, if I can help her take off 20 years off of trial and error, and not wait till she's my age to, get
Yes.
things
Yeah.
together, my heart overjoyed.
Yes, yes, I know. This is exciting. I am so glad that you accepted the invitation to be the first guest on the Pulpit Wives podcast. And all you listeners out there, thanks for joining in. And we are going to sign off here, and you'll be hearing more from us really soon. And thank you, Coach D. LaShawn, for coming in, and
Yeah.
I will talk to you soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Right.